It's a destination that has emerged from the desert.
You don't control how it grows.
A former wilderness where wind and waves dominate.
I describe it as simple as that as paradise, which it is.
A place that provokes strong emotions.
I decided to change all my life, and this decision is with Dakhla.
These are the people trying to put Dakhla on the international map. This is Inside Africa. It is quite a spectacle. The world's greatest kite surfers congregated in one small place, doing what they do best. At the end of September, kite surfing champions from around the globe gather here in Dakhla for a World Cup event. Competitors like Moroccan rider Munaim Maji.
Yeah, there are some amazing conditions here that make it easy for the riders, like all the best riders in this event. It feels so good for me because I've been riding with them last year in the world tour. I'm so happy to meet them. So this sport made this city really, really famous in the world because of the good condition it has, like good wind, ocean and lagoon. It's good for beginners, for professionals. It is getting more and more famous.
Situated on the northwest coast of Africa, in a disputed territory which Moroccan authorities describe as the southern provinces, and is also claimed by the Saharan Arab Democratic Republic, Dakhla has been a must-visit destination for die-hard kiters for decades. But until recently, its beauty and near-perfect conditions for the sport were a well-kept secret. This woman is among a group of highly motivated individuals who have decided that it's now time to let the rest of the world into the secret. Laila Oachi organizes the kitesurfing competition. She first visited Dakhla more than 15 years ago. It had an immediate and lasting impact.
I feel something. I can't reveal what I feel, but there is my contact with Dakhla, and it was very, 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 very expressive contact with the happiness. When you come and you discover, you feel very free, you feel relaxing, you feel there is fusion with the nature. Dakhla now, it's cosmopolitan, it's a lot of nationality. Also, there is some young Moroccan who are coming here, to stay here, to want to work here. For me, it's very, very important to grow Dakhla and to accompany the young generation.
She has put her money where her mouth is, investing in one of the many new hotels that are springing up in the area.
It is La Crique. It's my first investment on Dakhla, and it's an amazing place. You see this area and this grandeur about the lagoon. We have a fusion with nature, and when we are here, we think we are alone on the world.
In the last few years, her mission to promote Dakhla has been aided by a new breed of bright young things. Muanir Houari comes from an investment banking and corporate finance background. When it comes to this region, he is thinking big.
My first visit, I was very impressed, especially the landscape. There is a mix between desert and the sea, and also I was impressed by the culture of the local population. The weather is really nice. You can see all the potential that this region has to offer in terms of renewables. And what I also liked is the development that is taking place, especially, for example, in the tourism sector, where the hotels are eco-friendly. They are not that big like the ones we are used to see in other cities, and very strong potential in terms of economic development. So many tourists, they came to do kite surfing or to visit the region, and then they become investors after foreseeing the potential this region has to offer.
As he takes us on a short drive, everywhere you look, there is evidence of the development he's talking about.
The new development in terms of real estate, infrastructure, healthcare infrastructure, and educational infrastructure is going to take part in this area. This is one of the first tomato farms, and all the production is exported to Europe. And now, thanks to this new desalination plant that is going to be built, and it's going to be one of the first desalination plant powered by wind farm. So all the investments are directed toward these 5,000 hectares that is going to be ready in the next 3 years.
And as he outlines his hopes and dreams for the area, if you pause for a second to admire the scenery, there are constant reminders of what first attracted visitors to the area. Late September, and elite kite surfers have gathered in Dakhla. Sport has often been used to make the unfamiliar seem more commonplace.
Sport is part of the daily diet of many people, so it is fairly easy to use sport to appeal to wider target groups and audience. It's a currency we all possess and we are willing to use. We share emotions. This is how we forge our identities.
This area has hosted kite surfing competitions since 2009. It was part of a strategy conceived by Laila Ouachi, who wants to put the place on the map. While she loves the sport, she's also aware that Dakhla needs other attractions.
When we are in Dakhla, it's not only kite surfing. There's oysters. It's the best place for the oysters. We have a lot of aquaculture near the lagoon. You can test it, these oysters. It's very small oysters. Just now they take it from lagoon. You can't visit Dakhla if you don't taste the oysters.
Oyster farms are just one of many new initiatives that have been introduced locally. All of them are dwarfed by a mega project, a massive port.
We're now heading to the construction site of the new Atlantic port. The works have already started a couple of months ago, and the time frame for the port to be completed is 7 years.
Munir is responsible for trying to attract investors to the area. He believes that the port can be a game changer.
It's a very big project. It's a project, a part of the new development model for the southern provinces. This port has 3 main components: 1 trade port, 1 fishing port, and 1 shipyard port. And the total port capacity is more than 35 million tons. The importance of this port is that it will allow the region to play a key role as the main gateway to Africa and the exchange hub between Africa, Europe, and America. We also link to this port, we will have an industrial and logistic zone of 1,600 hectares, allowing different kinds of industries to take advantage of the port and to leverage the competitiveness of this company to export to the West African markets, so to the other African countries. It's a crucial part of the overall development of Dakhla. It fits perfectly with the other developments. When we're talking about renewable energy, so all the industries that are going to be set up here are going to be powered by a green energy.
Once completed, the port could transform Dakhla and the lives of those people who live there. Until then, there's still plenty of other ways for people to enjoy themselves. One of the most popular locations here is run by a former Olympic windsurfer who competed at the Sydney Games in 2000. Nowadays, he runs a surf camp that is off the beaten track.
We do here windsurfing, kite surfing, wing foiling, and surfing. Even my guests, they come since 10 years. Even in 10 years, they say every year we don't, on the road, there are more things, more houses, more people in Dakhla, more planes. So even for European, when they come here, they say the evolution goes fast. Yeah, it's either you want things only for yourself or you want to share. Moroccan, we want to share things. Of course, I like to be always a little bit more isolated, a little bit far away. And if there is more people here, there are other nice places.
Dakhla is changing, but some constants remain. The wind and waves that first brought inquisitive visitors to the area. This kitesurfing World Cup event in Dakhla attracts competitors from around the world.
It's great to be here. First time I was here in 2014. This hotel here wasn't built. So it was a lot more desert, and over the years you can see that it's been growing and growing. You have also a big lagoon here close by, and it's great for beginners, but also for advanced people. Dakhla has so much to offer, so many different levels of kiting, and world-class waves.
Organizers hope that her thirst for knowledge and adventure will be shared by people with an interest in the sport and travel. They also hope that the event can be used as a marketing tool for the region. It is a tried and trusted method.
Sport has always been used both as a pastime activity, for entertainment, for bringing communities together, but also for asserting national identity. Obviously, the health benefits of sport have long been established, and more recently, the promotional benefits of sport. And if you look at the national sport policies of many countries around the world, you will see that sport has been identified as a major vehicle of reinforcing some of those benefits of national mobilization, putting the country or the place on the map.
Many visitors to Dakhla are immediately caught up in the sporting culture. A man of the water, Rashid Rousafi was one of the first people to discover the area's potential.
Well, I discovered Dakhla, I was like 15. It was in the 80s. It was not that easy because it was far. It was a period a bit difficult for this part of the region. But I found a way to come. The only images I had at this time, it was the magazines. The only places with the nice watercolors and with the white sand. But I came mainly for wind, water and waves. The water is good, the temperature is good all year. You don't control how it grows. You just wanted to make, the place known for some profession. But now Dakhla brings not only surfers or kite surfers, it brings normal, regular tourists, then they realize they can discover other places.
Preserving the natural beauty of the area is something that local people have invested a lot of time and energy in. Hamid Busta is a former professional kitesurfer. He is a vocal and active environmentalist.
We are the one in charge of the lagoon to make sure that there is no rubbish in the lagoon and to make sure the wildlife of the lagoon is well protected.
Hamid's work involves partnering with local hoteliers. and asking them if they can help in the conservation work.
Très bien. You good?
Excellent.
Perfect. Do you have a free boat for us? Because we got something to spot. On normal day for us, without any surprises, is that we go, we check on the Dragon Island if there is trash. So if there is trash, so we move all the trash. We try to do, if it's a lot, then we call for help from the other hotels. So make them also involved and aware and organize kind of little event where all the hotels, they come together. We also try to make the people aware of what they are doing when they throw a trash in the sea. When things start to be complicated, I go to the sea and I'm feeling better. And I feel that the whole world is feeling much better. I don't imagine myself being somewhere else except Dakhla.
In many ways, this hotel kick-started modern-day Dakhla. When it opened in 2008, it was an immediate hit, and it continues to attract a kite-surfing crowd. Murad Zouawi is an architect who is responsible for many of the city's hotels, including this one, Dakhla Attitude.
Je suis arrivé à Dakhla en 2004-2005.
I arrived in Dakhla in 2004-2005 at the invitation of a friend. We discovered this place together. It was a moment of great emotion, since I consider that this place, Dakhla Attitude, like a small paradise on earth.
Un petit paradis sur terre. On a l'eau, on a le ciel, on a le sable.
We have water, we have sky, we have sand, we have dunes, we have land. We have everything. And this is where all these elements meet, and it is absolutely wonderful to work in this setting.
He is passionate about the environment he works in and has, to a certain extent, helped create. Over the past decade, the change has been dramatic.
We couldn't believe our eyes when we saw the plants grow. We didn't know they could grow like that. Look at these 10-year-old plants. Their size, their color, their appearance. There, you see those stairs? They look a little rustic. This design helps it to integrate into the environment. It would have been unsuitable to build reinforced concrete stairs. And here, we use string, rope, wood, completely natural things.
Making the most of the natural beauty of the area was always central to his thinking.
And there, we see a place where life continues to grow. We have crabs, we have birds, we have a certain number of insects. All this has returned because we have been careful to respect the nature, to respect the environment.
While the pace of change in Dakhla is fast, there are people committed to making sure that it happens in harmony with the environment.
I describe it as simple as that, as paradise, which it is. You know, it's the sense of freedom, the sense of emptiness. You know, it's a desert. And when I get angry or I get mad or frustrated, all it takes me just like 5 minutes drive, and then I'm alone by myself.
For him, one day in particular stands out. It's when everyone came together to rescue a sea turtle that had become stranded in the sand.
The turtle was 300 kilo. And she was huge, and we couldn't even carry her. So the idea we said let's try to carry her in a stand-up paddleboard. So we sent the tractor back, And we made sure that the turtle stays hydrated with throwing, like making holes in the sand. We carried her into the paddleboard, and then we had to strap her, like to don't like this doesn't fall. And then we carried her till the sea, 6 miles. And that moment, it showed me, it's a moment for me of humanity, where everybody came together.
She was eventually released safely back into the sea. The experience remains an inspirational one.
It kind of gave us the power and the energy to do more and to improve ourselves, because we could be better. You know, now there is technology, there is a lot of things which could save us time and work. I do believe that we're gonna arrive there one day.
Back on another stretch of water, the competition was heading towards its climax. In the women's event, France's Capucine Delanoy claimed top spot.
I give you the Queen of the Desert, the champion of the TK Kitesurf World Cup.
The beginning of the competition was a little hard. I struggled to get in like mentally, but then when I was in, just like I went with the flow and it was great. Yeah, I really like this place. Also last year we had a competition here and I had to share the first place. So it was like, you know, I had like some unfinished business here to end. And well, now it's done, I won, and I'm really happy about it.
The men's final was similarly hard fought, with Australia's James Carew emerging as champion.
Out of Australia, the Aussie, James Carew!
The conditions this year are just insane. I mean, as you can see, the final was ridiculous. And yeah, it's actually really good to be here, just trading with the guys and really pushing the limits of the sport and fighting it out. Yeah, I mean, it has some of the longest waves in the world. That's definitely the best part about this place. It's pretty rare to get, you know, 15, 20 turns on one wave. And just like, it's like butter. Yeah, the conditions are just insane.
For a talented few, kitesurfing provides a means to live a full and varied life. For thousands of others, it is a passion that brings huge pleasure. In Dakhla, it might turn out to be the spark that created a whole new city.